Welcome the people out there, whether you're on the YouTube platform or Facebook Live, to Conversations on a Bench, which is basically I'm going to be on this bench from starting today at 2 o'clock to tomorrow at 2 o'clock, having conversations around the issues of homelessness, addiction, and mental illness. And we've invited many people to these conversations, and two of the people are invited, or one on either side of me. And I want to be clear too that this isn't just about Bridge Street Mission. We're hosting it, but we've been really intentional about trying to highlight other organizations in our community that are doing great things to impact the lives of the people who struggle with homelessness, addiction, etc. So I have a couple of those ladies with me right here. And so I think we'll start first of all with Tara. And let's give them Community Partner Campus 101.
Sure.
How it got there, what's all happening there.
Sure.
That's for YouTube.
Thanks, Craig. So I'm Tara Glodowski. I'm Executive Director of Community Partners Campus. Campus is a shared space for 7 different nonprofits, all with a focus on basic needs, so food, shelter, healthcare, social well-being. We've been in operations for just under 3 years as Campus. All of the 7 nonprofits existed prior to coming together under one roof to provide services. But
could you go ahead and list which?
Oh, sure. So we have the Neighbor's Place, which is the largest food bank in Marathon County. So they have the market and the Baby's Place, so providing food and groceries, and then also items for infants, toddlers, diapers, formula, wipes, feminine hygiene products, that kind of thing. We have North Central Community Action Program. They do a lot around some rent assistance, financial stability, case management, some weatherization, and energy efficiency programming as well. The Wausau Free Clinic, which is exactly that, a free clinic for individuals without health insurance in the Marathon County area. Who else do we have? Catholic Charities, who has Good Shepherd Shelter. So the colder months, November 1st through the end of April, they do provide emergency shelter to up to 30 individuals, adult individuals, so 18 or older. So shelter from about 7 p.m. until 6 a.m. in the morning, and then they have an assortment of other programs as well based around housing and financial assistance and support. Blessings in a Backpack. They are a school backpacking program, for students who qualify for free and reduced lunch programs at 2 of the school districts within Marathon County. So their volunteers come in, pack backpacks of food, and get those out to those school districts to get to their students. We also have Marathon County Human Services, which is a collaborative between North Central Healthcare programs and county programs. So it can be an assortment of different services on any day of the week that kind of rotate out through that suite. So we could have anything from Aging and Disability Resource Center to veteran services to social services, and then also different programming through North Central Healthcare. So we get some case management and community treatment programs in there as well.
Okay.
And then last but certainly not least, thank you, Chelsea, is Wausau Area Mobile Meals. So they are a meal delivery program for individuals who are homebound. And so they deliver meals that are hot and made and ready to eat. So a little bit separate from our grocery program through the market.
Outstanding. So good. That was a good summary. Why don't we back up a second, though, and get in the concept behind Community Partners Campus, and then how it came to be fairly quickly, really.
It really did. So the concept was, we have co-founders, Brian Gumness and Kevin Noel, who kind of had the brainchild of making it easier for people to have their basic needs met. So transportation in the greater Wausau area is lacking a little bit in the evenings and on the weekends, and also to certain parts of our communities. It's just our transit system doesn't get to them. So for individuals needing services, oftentimes transportation was a huge barrier. So they are taking that into consideration, taking into that Marathon County is the largest geographical county in Wisconsin, very spread out. And so also trying to bring resources together under one roof, making it easier for people to get all of their needs met in one spot. So kind of a one-stop shop for basic needs. So they kind of started with that concept, tossed it out to all of the nonprofits in our community to find out who might be interested in being part of a collaborative space. So not only is it just kind of being under one roof, but it's truly working together as different organizations to meet the needs of people who are some of the most vulnerable in our community. And so through that, all of the nonprofits that were interested were able to come together and kind of help dream big as to what they wanted their spaces to look like. We were basically starting from scratch, and so they had the opportunity to say, hey, if we're going to do a market, we truly want it to look like a market. If we're going to do a free clinic, we want it to truly be a clinic, and really kind of step outside the boxes that are built around nonprofits, and being able to have to kind of fill within a certain box, because typically, we're getting donated spaces or things that maybe didn't fit for other people, and so you kind of try to fit within the space. Where they were able to have the space meet their needs.
Yeah. So if you haven't been to Community Partners Campus, I really encourage you to visit. When you walk in, it's a very welcoming environment, and it looks like a little, not a shopping mall, almost like an outdoor walkway through, I forget how it is, but it's like a market area. It has a really nice feel to it, and so you listen to all the things that were happening there. Again, I'm going to ask, were we able to get up any contact information for them on the screen? No? Okay. So Tara, why don't you go ahead and just give some basic website.
Sure.
How people, if they are more interested.
I would say the best space, we do have a website. I'm not going to lie, it's a little bit outdated. We try to put people first, so unfortunately our website falls to the side. But probably the best space for information would be our Facebook page, which would just be as simple as searching Community Partners Campus. But phone number, if you're looking for more information or want information, 715-907-1819. And then a general email is just info at cpcwausau.org.
Yeah. Maybe Christy, could you put in our thread their Facebook link? And if you could do that for all the agencies, I'd really appreciate that. So that would be good. So okay. So if I'm wrong, let me know. Okay. So when you first got involved at Community Partners Campus, I don't think you thought of yourself as a social worker.
Oh gosh, no.
Okay. However, the reality is when you start existing in the space with people in need, you end up serving in that capacity. And I want to commend you, all right, is that you're a beloved person in the community for how you receive people and how you treat them and how you care for them at Community Partners Campus. So,
oh, thank you. That means a lot to me.
But I know that as you realize that became more and more part of your role, that you expanded your staff to meet that need.
Absolutely.
And that's who's sitting with us over here. So
Yeah.
Can you make that introduction again and how her
Absolutely.
role began to be, and then we'll talk to her a little bit.
Absolutely. So as Craig was saying, when I came on board for campus, really with the mission of what CPC is to provide a space for other people or other organizations to come in and provide their services. But somebody needed to be there to kind of manage the building, help with collaboration, continue to bring additional resources to where people were already at. So that was initially kind of the goal for my role, in that CPC would then just be a one-person team. Well, I love a good team. Teamwork makes the dream work. So I was able to work quite a bit with all of the other organizations. But primarily what we noticed was that with Good Shepherd Shelter on the west end of our building, we were seeing a lot of traffic from individuals who are unhoused. When they left shelter in the morning, or even before they arrived to shelter at night, they were utilizing our other services and utilizing a lot of our shared spaces, like our community room on campus. And with that, I just started talking to people and getting to know them and building trust and building relationships, and saw a lot of needs and desires that people had that just weren't getting met, that were kind of falling through the cracks because due to funding, due to, just different restrictions, guidelines, policies, operations, all of that kind of stuff. We all have red tape that we have to work around. To fulfill our missions. There's certain boxes that we have to fit in and check. I didn't have that necessarily when just trying to talk to people and meet them where they were at and get to know them. So I actually ended up spending a lot of my time doing that, which I absolutely loved, and was able to make an impact. I'll be selfish in that and say that. And I think of, one person in particular.
That's not selfish at all. We observe that.
But I truly enjoyed it. And I also got to meet and work with partners like Sheldon at Thrive, who you just met previously. But so wonderful partnerships, but quickly realized a one-person team was much too small. So within 2 years of us opening, we grew quickly, and we are now 2 full-time employees and 1 half-time. But we brought Chelsea on to be our support and resources coordinator, to really work with individuals and helping them meet goals. And everybody's goals are different. They all look a little bit different, and the way that people are going to achieve those are all going to be different as well, based on their needs. So Chelsea came on board with us in January, and I'll let her go from here.
All right.
Thank you, Tara.
All right. Before Chelsea starts, I have to share a story.
Okay. Oh, great. Okay. This makes me nervous.
But no, this is good. This is impressive. So just to kind of illustrate really the relationship and care that's needed as you work with people in need. So it was our final day of moving out of the outreach center. And I was in the parking lot. And so we were closed at that, and we hadn't opened in our new location. So this car comes in the parking lot, almost hits me. No,
I was like, oh, that sounds about right.
All right. But the car came into the parking lot, window rolled down. It was Chelsea, and she was asking me, have you seen so-and-so? And she was asking me that because they usually saw so-and-so at the Community Partners campus every day. Mm-hmm. And they hadn't seen him for a while. And they knew one of the places that he would sometimes come would be the Mission. Oh no, I'm going to make this hard for you.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
And so, but then she was out in her car driving around trying to find this person. And so that blessed my heart, because I know, wow, that's the heart of sometimes what it takes to meet somebody in need. I think too often we have resources and say, oh, the resources there, come to the resources. But sometimes it's not that simple. Sometimes it really takes somebody going that extra mile in somebody's life. And so I saw that.
Oh.
So I want to commend you on that. But why don't you start by telling us how you got involved and really what you do in your role, and how have you seen it make a difference?
So yes, I actually originated on campus with a different organization. I have a work history working with youth. So this is actually it's the first time working with adults. And I didn't know what this position would look like when I came on. Tara had said this is a lot of what she does, and this is what she needs support in. And so my first question was, is there a lot of red tape? Is this something that we can develop together and see what fits the needs of our guests the most, right? Because there are, like Tara was saying, there's so much red tape, and it's a lot of passing on to different organizations because you can't do this, so hopefully someone else can. So we realized quickly after I started that we could just kind of run with it and see where it goes. And I'm super thankful for that, because I can tell you that working one-on-one with our guests, it is so incredibly frustrating, the barriers that they have, that even I, with the resources to break those barriers down, cannot even break those barriers down. So it was really eye-opening to actually almost stand beside an unhoused guest and go through the steps that they have to go through in order to get somewhere, to get their feet dug in, to get their wheels turning. And even at that, we have so many roadblocks. So it's those sorts of things where it was going to Tara and brainstorming and collaborating and saying, this is a continuous issue. We have someone who wants housing. It's a $25 application fee. They don't have $25. They are not employed. They don't have an income. So where do they go, right? So a lot of little scenarios like that, but without the red tape, we were able to overcome that and see how we can make that happen for them so they can get up and running. I mean, it's baby steps, and I cannot tell you the frustration that I felt for them to try to get them going, right? And I say this all the time, I don't blame them for giving up. I don't blame them for throwing their hands up and saying, this is just life, because it's hard. It's really hard. So I will say...
Can I kick something in
of
there?
Course,
I think that really follows with that. One of the things we do in our introductory class to our men is we have them rate 1 to 10 how many people want to change. That number is always high. But the follow-up question is, how many people have hope that they can change? And that number is always lower. And it's really just what you said.
Absolutely.
Is they've in the past they've tried and they've failed, or they've hit dead ends and they can't go through. And so that hope is gone. often for people. So, yeah,
And
go
it takes,
continue.
and there's, I mean, if you're looking at a guest who has zero family, or they're from out of state, they don't have family, they don't have support, they don't have resources, they are starting at zero without someone who believes in them. And I will tell you this, that it's not even going through these tasks with them. It's saying, you can do this, we can do this. Someone where that client guest that you were talking about earlier, all he needs to hear every day when he checks in with Tara and I is, you can do it. Like, you got this. Like, today's a rough day, but tomorrow's like, we can do it. And that's all. And I think that has been the most meaningful thing for them, is not so much telling them where to go to get what they need. It's more, someone believes in me and someone's looking out for me. After that guest resurfaced, he was like, I can't believe you guys were out looking for me. You guys must have really missed me. I said, we were worried about you. We were worried about you because we genuinely care about them. And there's a lot of people that don't. And so for them to know that when they walk in the doors of the CPC, someone is there with open arms to not judge them, but to help them. And sometimes that's even just listening. I can't tell you how many hours we spend in our office just listening to someone. It might be a repeat story. We might hear it every day, but that's all they need. So it's been really eye-opening, and really rewarding, and very, very tough. Very tough.
Yes. Okay. So why don't you walk through, you alluded to a little bit, some of the resources you are plugging them into.
Sure.
And then maybe get into what are those frustration ones where I want to help them in this area and I can't because it's missing.
Yes. So there's a lot of those. But
Pandora's box.
yeah, right. Usually when someone comes in to do like an intake, I try to keep it short because I don't know a lot about them. I don't know what their barriers might be. I just want to grab what general needs are not being met that I can help you, right? That I can help you get met. Basic needs, right? Whether that's food. So we do a lot of, the joys of being in CPC is there's all the basic needs under one roof, right? So are you hungry? Okay. Like we got that. Do you need health care? Okay. If you don't have insurance, we can help you with that. Just endless things under one roof, right? But I will say that the most difficult part is working with organizations that are absolutely critical in the process of success, like Social Security. I didn't get paid. Okay, well, they set up an appointment with me, but then they canceled it, and I'm not able to talk to anyone because they're short-staffed, right? And so it's little things like that they get knocked back a little bit, right? And they can't move forward without that first step. Or I need a reward letter saying this is what I make to even go apply for this apartment, but I can't get my reward letter because they canceled my appointment, or so it's a lot of spinning wheels, turning wheels, and it's frustrating, and it's so frustrating for them because to see the excitement that they have and the hope that they have to possibly be getting into a place to live and to be off the streets, and it's like one thing like that can take 2 to 6 weeks, and it starts all over.
Oh, yes.
And so I'm not saying just Social Security, but that's a prime example of they're understaffed right now. And so even we have gone over to Social Security with our guests.
Not that far away, is it?
It's not. It's right next door. To go get them set up even with an appointment. But then what happens in the 2 weeks at the appointment? And so it's a revolving door of like, oh, okay, well, you can't do this without this. And this is going to take a while. So 2 weeks is a long time for someone that's living on the streets in the weather of Wisconsin, of course, in the hot day, all of it. It's a lot. It's a lot. So even 2 weeks for us, it's like, okay, well, we get to go home and we get to jump in our cars and like we can wait 2 weeks for our appointment. It's not always that simple.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, good. So Alan, who's still sitting over there, so when our community navigator is in place, this is going to be a really good relationship for that person to be connected so that we have that. And also our space, not that you don't have a mass of people hanging out with you,
Yes.
but our space is big enough now that you're welcome to come hang out in our space.
Which is a blessing. It is really amazing. It's an amazing thing.
Yeah. So have you seen the space yet?
We have not.
Oh.
I know it's at the top of our priority list. Don't you worry.
Yeah.
We're very excited about that.
Do come and look. We're trying to capture some of the same feel as when you walk into Community Partners Campus. All right. So anything else that you guys want to talk about or share or ask me. You kind of have me in the hot seat here if that's needed. But
I think for us, a big piece, and to kind of go back to the root of Community Partners Campus is the collaboration piece. And so obviously we collaborate already. I look at people that are here. I see Alan, who I have interacted with due to Bridge Street Mission, but I've also interacted with Alan through Thrive Church. And then I see Sheldon, and I see Sherry coming, who's going to chat next. And I absolutely love that we all work together, that we're able to kind of come together to, whether it's helping one person or many people. But really, to my point, is that I look forward to future of that, and to continued conversations, and to continue coming to the same tables, to work together to, I know I would love to say to solve homelessness, but it's a conundrum larger than I think anybody can solve at this point. But to just continue to show up for people in different ways, and whether it's showing up for an individual who's unhoused, or showing up for another organization that might just need support or extra help, or they're working with somebody. It's a very difficult case, and it's kind of an all hands on deck. So I appreciate that you're having these conversations. I'm excited to kind of learn from them and see other people's thoughts, and to be able to tune in, but then also to continue this going forward. So thank you.
I'm glad you brought up the word collaboration. You know why people don't collaborate more? No.
Is it a joke? Is it a pun?
No, it's not a joke. It's because it's hard and it's messy. We have our own responsibilities that usually overwhelm us. So the thought of going and taking on responsibilities with somebody else can be overwhelming. Plus, we might have different viewpoints or approaches, and we may not agree on the best way to serve. And so often people will shy away from collaboration just because it's hard and it's messy. But it's worth it.
Oh, absolutely. And I think
so I appreciate
to that same effect, but also how beautiful is it that you can come from very different backgrounds to still have a similar outlook on something. And if, maybe there's something you maybe don't agree with or whatnot, but that we could still potentially come together to do good for somebody else and to collaborate in that sense, I think is such a beautiful thing.
So good. All right. Well, thank you for both for coming and hanging out with me.
Good luck.
So
Stay
yes,
warm.
that's right.